Right now we should be sat on a beach celebrating passing 100,000 kilometres of our trip and Lex's 3 years of being with us, and instead we are broken down in another Brazilian garage. This weekend we were at a VW get together, and as we arrived we had this weird starting issue. Ruby just didn't want to fire up. We wiggled some wires and kept trying and waiting, and then eventually she fired up and we moved. And then when we tried to leave the festival yesterday, it did it again, so Willow cut out the sensors and rewired them in because the wiring looked a bit crap on the hold on, let me move this wire, it's in the way, man. Willow replaced the wires on the crank sensor. Yesterday you did the wiring on the crank sensor, and she started, and we thought, yay, problem solved. And we're half an hour away from the beach. We've stopped for some fuel and it's back again. Willow's tried replacing more wiring and sorting out the sensors, and Ruby just does not want to start. You're getting a bit fed up with this, aren't you, love?
I'm really fed up with this. And I swear to God, if somebody comments on this video and goes, "They should have stuck with the original engine," I will find you and I will slap you.
That's quite light, actually, just a slap.
With the remains of whatever is currently broken, so you best hope it's something small and plastic.
So you've checked the wiring on the cam sensor and the crank sensor.
I've redone them both because the crank sensor was really corroded and the cam sensor had a loose connection. And we had a code for the cam sensor, so that made sense. And I've done both of those. And it still won't start, but I'm sure the immobiliser light is
Suddenly started coming on.
not normally like that, right?
No, I don't think so. So I'm going to empty the back in a sec.
Immobiliser is like, it couldn't be more buried if it tried.
It's in the spot where we keep the ECU, which is buried underneath a cupboard, which is full of stuff. And to get to the cupboard, we have to take out more stuff. But if we don't, then this is where we're going to be sleeping tonight, which isn't as nice as a beautiful Brazilian beach. Did the first time though, and then it's like it didn't want to try again. This is all the other crackers that we move out. Lexi is determined to come out as well. Get herself all wrapped up in her lead.
It's being such a mess.
You've just done a quick check though, and the permanent light is a problem with the ECU not reading the chip in the ignition.
I don't know.
This is a ignition barrel for the old Subaru that we took the engine from, which broke in the past in Mexico, and we'll have to take it apart and fix.
I can't even remember this thing.
get the other one.
No, because that one's shit as well. Bad connection, innit? Okay.
That's what you're trying to test.
If the sender's working.
So you're checking for a connection between 2 points.
It's got one. No, it's not. Doesn't look great, but.
Could there be a connection near front that's got knocked or something?
I don't know.
So you're trying to solder one of the dodgier looking wires to hold it in a bit better first.
Wow. Yeah.
And if not, we've got a spare ECU and ignition barrel we're going to try. So when you turn the key, the light should flash for a second, right? And then
Well, it should just go out. You know, it's supposed to flash like that.
That's just to say that it's off.
No, that's to say that it's on.
That it's on.
Yeah, because the key's off, so the immobiliser's like active, and then I turn it on,
And it stops.
it's off. No, but before that was on, solid.
Yeah. So I'm talking about the light, you're talking about the immobiliser.
Yeah, okay. Right, I guess we should try it. There's no reason I can't turn it on.
No. Come here, baby.
Oh, fuck you!
Come here. Not me. Come here. You did it.
I hate that. I'm gonna hate
Happy
that.
100,000 kilometres day, baby.